I was scrolling through TikTok last night and came across a reel that really underscored why people question the value of change management. My first thought was to share the video and tell you that if you ever encountered supposed change experts like those, don't waste your money. But the more I thought about it, the more I realized that too many change consultants were just like that. And it's no wonder people question the value that change management brings to projects. In the video, a consulting firm interviewed their change management consultants and asked them to explain what change management was. They said things like, change management is showing respect for people going through a change, or a system to manage the people side of change, or leading people from their current state to some desired state. One consultant even said it was helping people with ways to learn and live. Good God. Let me ask you, if you were a client about to spend millions of dollars to bring in consultants to implement technology or help you integrate an acquisition, would this help you understand why you needed to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars more for change management? These answers were so vague, so nonsensical, you'd be convinced that there wasn't any value at all, and they had another problem. It would make you wonder whether there was hidden waste in other parts of that proposal. And the sad thing, the really unfortunate reality, is that after more than 20 years of leading projects, I know this is often most people's experience with change management. I often think that the only reason clients spend money on change is because it's part of the standardized playbook. At some point they were told that a project needs change management, so they buy it. In my experience, I've seen dozens of different methodologies that outline those tasks and deliverables by all those project states. I've seen management consultants and internal change resources methodically go through those tasks and produce the PowerPoints and spreadsheets. And when I look at them, when I look at that content, it all looks like the same generic stuff. Nonetheless, project managers check that box that the assessment or strategy or the plan's completed, and then everybody celebrates that they've done a great job. But yet, the project struggles with scope creep or delays or budget challenges. Work streams get stalled because there's internal disagreement about whether the solution meets expectations. People complain that there's not enough communication despite all the money being spent to build websites and SharePoint sites and manager communication decks and consistent messaging. Clients complain that consultants aren't delivering what they promised in the contract. Just an interesting point about that is that the data shows that a high percentage of change initiatives actually end up in contract disputes of one kind or another. So here's the deal. Those problems, those disputes, they're all a sign that projects need change management. But they also tell me that whatever's being delivered is not it. Or that the reality is the process and deliverables produced by change consultants are only a small part of what should be baked into your projects. So what is it? What is change management and its value for projects? And my feeling is that there are three things to understand. First, change management is a skill set. Sure, change can be a formal, structured process with tasks and deliverables, but above all else, it starts and ends with the skill, the discipline, a set of habits that should be developed in your project leaders and teams. And the reasons why projects struggle despite all the change management paper that's produced is that your project leaders and teams don't have the knowledge and practice using that skill. But the good news is that it's easy to learn. And the even better news it's the difference maker. The research shows that when project leaders have the skill, it leads to success. The second element is that change management requires multiple methodologies. There's this growing trend to define the one right approach to change management, the preferred methodology. This trend also overemphasizes certification as proof that your change manager understands the particular methodology. But here's the deal. That's like saying that a carpenter needs to have a hammer certification. It's true, carpenters need to know how to use a hammer, but there are many more tools required of carpenters depending upon the context of their project. Change management is no different. It requires knowledge of and experience with different approaches to address different situations that arise during a project. There is no one right way. And finally, change management achieves 3 essential outcomes for projects. This gets to the heart of the question that started the conversation. What value does change management bring to a project? Here's the answer. There are 3 values: business readiness, stakeholder readiness, and stakeholder commitment. In some upcoming videos, I'll dive deeper into these 3 outcomes, but I'll give you a quick overview for now. Every project has a core objective, such as implementing a new ERP technology. But this core objective has an impact that alters other aspects of our operation, such as processes, policies, roles, or behavior. The core is usually highly structured with timelines and a budget that are built into a contract with performance bonuses and penalties. The other areas of impact are usually not part of that structure. So a key change management responsibility is making sure we're capturing the other changes required in the areas of impact so that the business operation aligns with the core objectives. It's about making sure the business is integrated and ready day one. A second area of value is ensuring project stakeholders are ready for the new way of operating once we complete the project and go live. That's about making sure they understand what the change will require of them in the new environment, as well as preparing them to perform well. This is where the tools of communication and training come into play. But during the course of a project itself, this is all about engagement. Finally, the most critical aspect to project success is managing stakeholder commitment before, during, and after the project. Commitment is what creates sustainability. It makes the change stick. It ensures that the stakeholders don't see the change as something being done to them, something that they have to fight against or endure. It ensures that no matter their level of the organization, they see the change is their change, something they want and need and help to create. So I hope this helps you the next time you're faced with the question of whether to add change management to a project, and more importantly, whether you'll have the right consultant or internal resource to bring value to the initiative. You now know that 1, change is a skill that should be embedded into your project leaders and team, and you need to make sure they learn and apply that skill. 2, that there are a number of processes and tools that should be baked into the project to support those leaders and the team. And 3, that we should be driving 3 key outcomes: business readiness, stakeholder readiness, and stakeholder commitment. Oh, and stay away from the consultants who don't understand this. If you found this content to be valuable, please like and subscribe. And go watch the 5 lessons of top change leaders. The link is in the description. I guarantee you, if your project leaders and teams understand these 5 lessons, your projects will achieve success. Change not only would be managed, it would deliver value before, during, and long after the project's completed. Thanks.